Hello everyone and welcome to the International Racing League Round 9 here of the 2023 season here in Canada. As you notice, we are not in Delaware Speedway because that track has been dealing with flooding for the past few days, and the series thought it would not be safe enough to race there, so they packed up the wagon train and moved up to Coca-Cola Speedway, which is about the 45-minute drive from the New Hampshire border. There are some major news lines entering this round of the season, mainly dealing with Universal Motorsports, who isn't here this weekend, as we mentioned last time out. They were having some financial issues and were forced to back out. Team Dart, owned by Vincenzo Focusato, is making their debut this weekend with drivers Kelsey Topash and Olivia Stolowski. Team Dart has been proven that they've been very fast over the weekend. In fact, one of their cars qualified on the outside of the front row, which we'll get to that in a second. Another news item happens to be going around the Roy Inc. team. As we know, that second car of theirs has been a bit of a revolving door at the moment due to some legal issues with their previous driver. However, their current driver may not even be allowed into the European Union, that being Sebastian Lerch, because of their sponsorship. We do not know if that means Anushka Suravi will be taking over this 57 car, as Suravi is currently in a title hunt in the Minnesota Short Stock Series. However, the team currently has that 57 car still on the entry list, as long as their third car, who we believe is going to be driven by a local driver for Sweden and Finland. So that second seat over there, Roy Inc., may not be it may change again before the season's end. We do not know if this will be a temporary change or a full change, though time will tell. With that being said, let's take a look at the starting grid for the round of Canada. Caitlin Tannerhill is on pole, and then Lilia Straleska, the Team Dart driver, driving car number 8, is on her outside, making her first start of the season. And Team Dart's first start of the season, very impressive. Allison Holiday, Tannerhill's teammate, is in third. Callie Mayer in fourth. Mayer proving the talent that she had in the American Racing League and various other racing categories. Row 3, Bull Grid Days with Viola Ling. Ling needs us to try to keep their championship hopes alive. Everett Masana, last weekend's winner at Road America, and Daniel Bouchard, this is his home race. Ivan Carson and Kelsey Topash, this is Topash's first start. Row 6 has Mel Zagovich and Sebastian Lerch. Their stride kind of a nerf threat, not really of their own doing, just because of their sponsors' disagreement with the EU, to put it lightly. Ryan Rexhaw and Richard Waugh, this is Waugh's home race. Then Ingy Ayerson, the points leader, and Kirkland. No matter what happens today, I think Ayerson's point lead is pretty much safe. Next row has Eric Monaco and Penn Harrington. Harrington is having a pretty good season. Monaco is as well, so is Red Bull. Despite having the most amount of poles of the season, the Red Bull racing team has yet to win. And they're hoping to change that. Dylan Speeds is another one of the Red Bull drivers, hoping to change that statistic. And Anushka Suravi starts where what their car is numbered. Tessa Wolf and Nate Smithley both having good seasons. Smithley, I think, wants a bit more, but I think Dodge as a whole is a bit falling apart. Christian Baller, independent tribute driver, and Wesley Jewell, both Toyota drivers, definitely wanted higher qualifying efforts. And then Baggett Rigazzoni and Rich Roy. Roy has not been a fan of this track all weekend. Edmund Berline and Kyle West also won more. Same with Zappa and Jackson. Pete Nielsen still in substitution for the injured Comet. He will gain his and Comet's Independence Trophy points will be combined. Thus, any points Nielsen earns is going to help Comet and vice versa. Brandy Thorne also down here in 32nd. She won more. Maddie Kane, River Carvel, Luke Pell, all three making their debuts. Kane runs in the Florida Racing Series. Carvel runs in a plethora of different series, and Luke Pell is currently leading the points in kart. Then we get the two Rich Ware racing cars of Jeffrey and Gase Bryan. Michael Edwards back after I believe he made the US 500, and Jeff Bonner rounds up the grid. Bonner, I think this is the first time he's qualified last. However, he hit the wall coming out of turn number 4, had a big wiggle and hit the wall. So Bonner probably would be starting up around where Aiden Jackson is, which I know doesn't seem a lot considering where Harrington qualified. But Bonner has been proving he's been a more than capable driver. for the series. As you can see, the car is getting fired away, and I saw one car struggling to get going, and that is Mel Zagovich, car number 54. Zagovich has been becoming a bit, has hit a lot of things over the past few weeks, and Starlaska, car number 8, is not even going to be able to get to start this race. A mechanical failure will make car number 8 a DNS. Meanwhile, Caitlin Tannehill leads the rest of the grid to the green flag, so we had 2 cars with mechanical issues before this race has even started. Probably not a good sign. Tannehill leads the field in turn number 1. I think that's Ivan Carson sticking his nose out underneath Masana. Entering turn 1, looks like that's Mayer. And car number 96 has the bit of advantage, but well, this track is very momentum based, and you'll see what I mean in the coming laps. There's Daniel Bouchard, car 037, Independence Trophy driver. I think he's going to lead the Independence Trophy championship no matter what happens. This is his home race, Arabia. This is probably their last start for a while, as they're gunning for the Street Stocks Championship over in Minnesota. And on their outside is Kelsey Topash, car number 3, making their debut and Team Dart's debut, but that teams are running into issues. Team being teammate of Olivia Starotska. As here comes Carson underneath Tannehill to take the lead. By the time they get dental flap number 2, as here he goes to the point. Points leader Ingi Eriksson behind him. Eriksson has led the points lead, since the start of the season, and in every race she started, remember she failed to qualify for the US 500, she has been inside the top 10, so a very consistent run so far. Everett Masana probably would have more wins if it wasn't for Murphy's Law. She is sliding backwards, but I think this is Masana's trying not to be in a giant wreck before her race has even begun. She's got several cars around her. Topash, as we mentioned, this is her debut, car number 3. This is the team's debut. Vincenzo Focasato, team owner, has been really ecstatic about this team over car number 8, as we mentioned earlier, and Scene has already had a mechanical problem. However, considering the phase the cars 8 and 3 has had so far this weekend, I wouldn't be surprised that, say, in the coming few weeks, there will be a threat to win. Luke Pelt, car number 33, we're looking at now. Blue car. This is the team he runs in kart with, and he's won the championship over there. So he's having a good run over here. This is he's having a good run over there. Roy Inc. Team owner Rich Roy has some new colors for this weekend. Jesus Christ Superstar and Roy Inc. are on this car. And this is a one-off sponsorship. Pace University will be back on this car by the time the series heads to Sweden. River Carvel and AP Motorsports is running this race as a one-off. They might attempt a few races down the line, but still. Carvel having a pretty good run so far. I think someone had a slide coming out of 4. You can see the skid marks down there. Anyway, Carvel having a solid run so far. And you can see that white car in the background is Maddie Kane. Michael Edwards, car number 72, having a solid run as well. Solid being not in any trouble, which I can say is better than some of the part-time drivers so far this season. Back at the front of the field, Caitlin Tannehill is taking the lead back from Ivan Carson, but she's got Daniel Bouchard all over her. Bouchard might have given her a shot, but regardless, coming out of down the front straight, Bouchard is going to be side by side with 65. Tannehill is going to lead this lap, but I don't know for how much longer as they come down into turn number 1. Dylan Speeds, the 82 car, makes it 3 wide for a second, thinks better of it, and that's going to allow Bouchard to take the lead, and Tannehill is going to start sliding backwards. Mayer and Kirkland are those 2 cars in line trying to get around her. Kyle Clarkland is doing a much better job than I think the previous occupant of that car, Saba Gogomeshvi, would be doing regardless. There's been rumors that Gogomeshvi might be back in a car for the European rounds, but I really don't buy it as Callie Mayer swings it on the inside of the car 26. Kirkland, smart enough to get out of the way, and there's a car exiting the pits that looks to be the 54 car of Mel Zagovich. Kirkland attacking Caitlin Tannehill. Now this is for 3rd, as makes it quite easy. Kirkland goes set from leader. Here's Zagovich exiting the pit lane. As I mentioned earlier, they've been having a reputation of literally hitting everything but the lottery lately, and that is certainly not helping their case. Into Sebastian Lurch, and both cars, 54 and 57, into the wall. No caution because it's happening at the back of the field, but Sebastian Lurch's day is going to be early. Mel Zagovich had a whole other lane to go to, and Lurch was side by side with someone, really couldn't go any lower. This is going to take the 57 out of the race, and possibly their IRL career, depending on sponsorship stuff. Sagovich keeps going as we got back for a lead. It's Daniel Bouchard versus the Alex Autosport boys. Carson, I think, is a sparking away. Something's dragging on the 27 car. Kirkland, though, double pass to the point. Momentum is key here, as long with most of the races. However, it is a bigger part of your should be a bigger part of your game plan here. Ryan Richter, car number 84, has grenaded the motor. These cars are running very quickly. Probably as fast as the kart cars have been hitting on some of the high-speed ovals, and it's apparent it's been causing some issues. As car 84 has blown up. Kirkland, on the other hand, bails for the pit lane. He's got the 37 behind him, and some of the other leaders following lap 19, or excuse me, not 19, 14. The 27 hits the pit lane. As you can see, there's Rickshaw still blowing up the smoke. As oh, whoa, someone came flying in way too hot. I see Wesley Jewell around in the background. Let's see, that car was Kyle West, who was a bit too opportunistic, and Christian Baller did the same thing to River Carvel. And hello, everyone else. Ben Berlin piles into the 35, and Tessa Wolf gets a piece of it. Car 420 on board with her. You can see there's the smoke. Honestly, I can excuse Berlund a little bit. There was I don't think he was expecting everyone to be dead stopped in the pit lane. I cannot excuse a Kyle West. Anyways, Eric Monaco has hit the pit lane along with Matty Kane, the number 99 car, in the background. And by the end of that pit strategy, Kyle Kirkland is still going to hold the lead. So the Alex Autosport drivers have really gotten their strategy down. Pit strategy and pit work down. As you can see, Kirkland passes the 82 and the 27. He'll come around and take the lead when he passes the 83, who will still be making his pit stop. As here is Mel Zagovich going, well, they're off the pace. Let's put it lightly. Mel Zagovich, as I mentioned, has not made too many friends on the racetrack. They've been a bit of a wrecking ball. Anyway, back to the lead. Bouchard got past the 26, and here comes Kirkland winning it back. He's got Carson behind him. Kyle Kirkland won basically every race in the Florida Racing Series last year. Was put as the reserve and test driver for this Autosport team. Really didn't have a full-time place to go to. Well, Salvador Gomes really didn't do as well as the team hoped, and he got the call-up. And he's proving it's a smart decision. Carson gets past the 37 car and now sets up his teammate for a run at the lead. Coming down into turn number 3 and 4. Kirkland is going to be hung up the drive with Bouchard, and he's going to slump back in line behind the two leaders. Still a very good run for all three. And Bouchard, I think if he comes home with a 20th or so place finish, he will lead the Independence Trophy. And he's been doing a quite good job. He has that win where he got Gateway, which really helped his case tremendously, and he really hasn't had a bad result so far in the season. That being said, Piper and a few other drivers are still chomping at the bit to maybe run him down as Bouchard takes the lead again from the 27. He got loose, and he's entering the pit lane. So, looks like pit cycles are going to be around 10 laps or so. Bit interesting, but this is a very high-speed track. You're really not using the brakes unless you're entering the pit lane. Exhibit A is Allison Holiday comes in hot and shows how you make up positions in the pit lane without driving through people. Car 27 is going to hit the pit lane on lap 23. Last driver of the pit, Monaco Monaco stays out one more lap, but it's not really going to be much. He will, I think, come out right around the top 10 like he's been doing. So Monaco having a good run as the Red Bull boys try to make their way through the grid. Here is Daniel Bouchard. That's, I think, Jackson, the Carnesburg car. They really need to make this car as easy to tell apart. There's Carson. He'll take the lead. Luke Pell currently runs, looks like 9. He's dueling with Kaylee Zappa at the moment. So good work by the Team Kell team. You can see Eric Monaco behind him. Monaco's made his way up to 11th. Meanwhile, Holiday and Arison have made their way up to 2nd and 3rd. So good work, pit work by the 56 and the 2 car. And there goes Edmund Berlin around, who cleared himself off of the 037, at least his spotter did. Saw the little radio transition. As you can see, Edmund Berlin is not too happy with that. And the spotter taking responsibility for that. The spotter being former kart driver Riley Wright. As here's another view that Berlin kind of just drifts up the racetrack, believing he is clear. He is not clear, but also mirrors are a thing. Please use them. Yeah. Not really a surprise there. As we're under caution now, we're looking at the 29 car, Rich Roy. And that's not good. Weird time to blow up. I'd expect under caution. But Rich Roy's day is done, which is disappointing, and so is Richard Waugh. So I wonder if something fell off the 933 and hit the 29, which caused that engine failure. This is not what Richard Waugh wanted to see in his home race, but regardless, well, he was having a good run until that happened. Eric Monaco leads Matty Kane, the 99 car is having a solid run. Everyone hit the pit lane under caution, and these two will blitz the field. Dean Garrison third, as we got the green flag. The 54 and 9 are both one lap down. Actually, the 54 is several laps down. The 9 is I think just one lap down. Monaco leads as they enter turn 1 and 2. Kane follows. Well, Zagovich doesn't know what a mirror is, apparently. As they come down the back straight, looks like Harrison has a run on the 99. As everyone is scattering behind him to clear the lot cars. Monaco leads. Harrison pulls back in line. Looks like the run she would have had on Kane when was fast enough. Kane, you can see, not driving the fastest car on the field, but doing a good job. Harrison now has another look on the 99 car as they come in the back down the front straight, and so does Kirkland. Kirkland makes it 3 wide. He's got help from another independent driver being Pete Nielsen and Ivan Carson, and as long as looks like that is Ada Jackson. Harrison's left off the drive, so was Kane. Kane forced to fall back, and looks like Kirkland's going to have a run on the lead. So from 4th place, Kyle Kirkland goes from 4th to possibly the lead with help from his teammate, and it's been about 20 seconds. The Autosport cars are really hooked up. We know Universal Motorsports usually had a good engine program, or super speedway package, and I wonder if Autosport was taking notes before they shut down. Harrison behind the 27. That's going to peek her nose out. No matter what happens today, Ingy Harrison's going to walk out with the points lead. She's been dynamite quick and dynamite consistent, which is what you need to win a championship here. Scandinavian Sport won the championship last year with Wilbur Daniel. You can see that's that red car on the inside line. I wonder if they're trying to repeat with there's a different driver. Kaylee Zatlip dives with Harrison as they're coming into turn 1. Kirkland moves down the racetrack as well, and Ivan Carson is left up the drive. So, Scandinavian Sport driver of Ingy Harrison, points leader, is going to have a charge of later, probably not, because here comes 27, here comes the 60, leaving Harrison out the drive. Surprised Boger didn't jump up to help her teammate, but if you believe the rumors, those two don't exactly work well together. Here is one of the Autosport cars. This is Ada Jackson. It's now round 10, and they still haven't made an easy way to distinguish their cars apart. Spotters must be having a nightmare. But regardless, Jackson clears the 20 car and is playing the pipe pumper for third moment. He has a huge run actually on Ivan Carson. Jackson has been in the sport for a while. Actually, the last 2 years he's been driving for Gary Snyder's team. He was picked to drive the Ferrari until Viola Lane became a free agent. Autosport picked him up, and he hasn't won yet, but he's been close, and he's been fast, better than when Devin Butler was still with the team. He basically beat the pants off of Butler for every race except for Argentina, and then since Kelly's Mayer has joined the team, he's been, beating her, but I have to give Mayer some credit. Mayer has experience, as Jackson's always seen, and Kane hits the pit lane on lap 39, lap 40, here it comes to so there's Mayer, Monaco, and Thorne. Looks like Monaco and Kane have abandoned their strategy of pitting early. Is there something other? Yeah, there's a puncture of the 56 car. Allison Holiday, flat tire from the lead of the race. This is going to happen in green flag pit stops, which isn't going to hamper too much, but that's a big blow for her as Kirkland leads. Looks like the remainder of the field into the pit lane. Yes, it does. So Kirkland pits with everyone else. And no, one car stayed out. Actually, no, never mind. This is just a replay. Pelt entering the pit lane. He's got the all wing in front of him, a bit too hot, and into the 16 car. Brakes aren't as sensitive as they are on cars, obviously. Pelt still trying to learn that, but still having a good run. No harm, no foul. Just probably an extra dent on both the 16 and the 33 as we got bound off the lead happening with Kirkland, Speeds, and Jackson 3 wide. With literally no one around them, and Ada Jackson, and Matt Koenigsegg is going to take the spot. Here is Inge Eriksson, just outside the points. Same with the 50 car. That 55 car of River Carvel, actually, yeah, the 55 of River Carvel has the last points playing spot. It has been a unfun race for the. Actually, no, I'm wrong. It's been a fun race for the one car. It's been an unfun race for the 55. For the 50 cars, there's contact Matty Kane and Ace fifth lead. That was almost a big wreck. Looks like Matty Kane tried to throw a late block on the 14 car, and it almost ended up horribly. Kane in the wall. Any result for a good points, or just a good day in general, is out the window. But Matty Kane keeps it going. There is some heavy damage to the right side of that car. Back at the front of the field, Dylan Speeds trying to run down Ada Jackson. So as mentioned earlier, Bulgar Daniels pit strategy had a slow pit stop. Everett Masson has had no race pace whatsoever. Anyways, Speed to the lead. Kirkland tried to follow but could not. And the 99 car hits the pit lane. Again, this is scheduled, I believe. Anyways, leaders have caught lap traffic. That is Bulgar Daniels, or not Bulgar Daniels, that is Edmund Berlund, who seems to be paying attention to his mirror this time, holding the inside line as if we're flying up the racetrack and actually fails to the pit lane. Some other cars are pitting, that's Sagovich who has damage. There's a white car in the background pitting. Speeds holds the lead, and I believe this is the white car who was pitting. That is the 13 car of Brianne Thorne on lap 51. Looks like Mayer and Monica also pit. So, expect the remainder of the field to pit this time by. Here is Dylan Speeds. Bit loose on the brakes, but that's to be expected, and he hits the pit lane. No harm, no foul. Looks like exiting the pit lane. There's Kirkland, there's Eriksson, there's Topash. You can see there's 26 in the pit lane behind him. There's the 89. Good pit work by the Red Bull team, and he is out of the way. Red Bull have been killing it on pit stops, which is crucial. Let's see, where's the 13, where's the 83, and where's the 96? Speeds, taking it very treacherous on the inside. There is Matty Kane, but Matty Kane's no longer a factor. Yeah, no, he has the advantage. Back at the, actually this is fourth on back. Edmund Berlund is slow, probably to the damage, and he is going to cost Kyle Kirkland a few spots. Knocking him out of the podium positions. Aiden Jackson has no one really around behind him to worry about now as he takes the lead away from Dylan Speeds. Good run for the 89 car. Good run for also this car, Kaylee Zappa, who desperately needed a good result. She really shined last year when she replaced the injured Matthew Evans, but she had moments of it. But big wiggle from the 60 car. That was almost a race under, but Kaylee Zappa, I think, is finally starting to shine and show why Swift Motorsports and Tim Courting has tapped her to drive this car, and now she's under attack with Pete Nielsen as we're focused on Brandy Thorne. Zappa clears the 41, and now he's going to go for the final podium spot on D. Thorne, who is riding or win the streak since Cleveland 2021. Surprisingly, followed her title defense last year with no wins. Though Ferrari was, to be fair, making a bit of a fool of themselves last season for multiple reasons. Here is Tanner Hill, the pole sitter, getting past the 41. I don't think the Thorne really wants to cover her off to trying to avoid a big wreck. As looks like she's making a run out coming on the inside, as she will. Tanner Hill cannot take fourth place. However, Kaylee Zappa has caught the leaders with help from Tanner Hill and is going to take second away from Dylan Speeds. Tanner Hill follows suit. Good run for Zappa, good run for Tanner Hill. Notice there is no Inge Eriksson anywhere. Eriksson is just outside the top 10 at the moment. As he's actually not using something tough tonight, see in the background. As Pete Nielsen now wants the final podium spot. He is trying to run down, what's his name? Daniel Bouchard and independent champion standings. And with Bouchard having a bad day, this is a crucial moment to capitalize. They're catching the lap car of Maddie Kane. I suspect Kane is going to get out of the way. Maddie Kane really doesn't. In her very limited experience, she really is not a prop, has not really caused too many issues. She is the brother of Nick Kane, who ran a few races last year for the old Frank Walker team, and is currently driving in the IRL, I believe going for a championship over there with Herald Motorsports. He attempted the US 500, but really, he didn't qualify. Meanwhile, Tanner Hill cannot get past the 60 car. Looks like the 41 of Nielsen's under attack from speeds, though he's not close enough. Zappa looks slow on the 89 of Ada Jackson. Jackson covers her off. Tanner Hill looks low on her in response, though I don't think he... Actually, no, she is close enough. Though Zappa is going to get the draft from that 99 car and pull ever so slightly away. Here is the damaged 19 of Edmund Verlund, or of Wesley Jewell. His race was kind of over when he got ran over. So he pits on lap 62. Back at the front of the field, Zappa still holds off the 65 car. They've dispatched Maddie Kane with no issue, to the surprise of absolutely no one. Kane is doing pretty well despite the damage, as here comes Zappa underneath the 89 of Ada Jackson. Good move by the Italian. As here is Brandy Thorne, who's losing touch with the lead group, but she hits the pit lane along with Maddie Kane, along with Callie Mayer, and along with Eric Monaco. No surprises there. Kaylee Zappa holds the lead for that lap before she decides to hit the pit lane on lap 63, bringing the rest of the field with her. Smooth pit stop, identical pit stops for the 89 and 60 crew. Allison Holiday there in the 56 car, she's not a factor, I believe. Actually, no, she's not a factor because she stayed on an extra lap, was also off the lead lap. As though her pit stops up ahead, and that's going to cost Ada Jackson some time to Kaylee Zappa, and more importantly, Peter Nielsen actually caught up to the 89 car, but just because of him having the let off for the 56 car entering the pit lane. Entering a clean pit stops here have always been crucial. Here being the IRL, and just a small hold up in the pit lane can cost you valuable time. Like, look at all the ground she lost to Ada Jackson lost to Kaylee Zappa, and River Lund and Maddie Kane are getting in the way. However, they are getting in the way, being they're on the leaders have caught them. These two are fighting for position, so they do have every right to fight among themselves, and they are, despite dueling for position, they are staying out of the way of everyone. Here is Caitlin Tannehill, contact with Callie Mayer, and Tannehill, the pole sitters in the wall, and slides down the racetrack. Oh, that's Marsana, that's Inge Eriksson, the points leader. So Inge Eriksson is in the crash, and now, for the first time she's going to start a race, she will not score points. Looks like from that angle, Caitlin Tannehill moved down the racetrack, and then just doesn't hold the brakes. In which Inge Eriksson has took a lot of climb over her car, but she was fine. I think she just got the wind knocked out of her. On board of Inge Eriksson. Eriksson, after her post-race interview, was not too happy. Just not a big hit, but is not too happy that with her race how her race ended. As here's the other Scandinavian sport car blowing up under caution in a span of about a lap. Both Scandinavian sport cars are out of contention. We're gonna have 13 laps to go, and we take the green flag, and Kaylee Zappa holds the lead over Aiden Jackson, Pete Nielsen, Dylan Speeds, and Michael Edwards having a good run in fifth, and it's Smithley, Carson, Bonner, Regazzoni, and Kirkland. And the 60 car gets a great jump on the rest of the field. That 9 car really not on the pace of the rest of the lap cars, and it's going to allow Zappa to get away. However, that's really not a good thing here. Aiden Jackson now on the inside of some lap traffic. Dylan Speeds trying to get around Nielsen to get third and have a chance at the top two to maybe try to get Red Bull's first win and his first win. Nielsen also trying to get his first win as he quickly falls backwards. Jackson has car number 60, but he is not close enough to make a move. Speeds had to run on him for a hot second, but isn't close enough and is forced to fall back. top 3 all over the place. Pete Nielsen closing in. It looks like Aiden Jackson might have a run coming down the main straightaway. As we see, Everett Masana used that caution to really climb up the running order. So it looks like the Swift Motorsports pit crew over the 50 team has really gotten their act together. As Masana now runs 5th, and with Harrison out of this race, there's a huge chance to maybe not take the points lead, but just to claw into it, which is well needed. Jackson underneath the 60 car down the back street. Nielsen underneath the 82 car. Maybe saw an opportunity, but he's going to slide back in line with the 82. Jackson to the point. Speeds behind him. I don't think Speeds was close enough to make a move, but Jackson slows up the racetrack, though he holds the spot. Nielsen possibly sees an opportunity. Speeds thought it's definitely someone for a hot moment, but slides back in line. Nielsen lays back for a second. Speeds has a run. Here comes Nielsen, 3 wide for the lead in the dying stages of the round of Canada, but everyone is going to need to make a pit stop. Know what? Not everyone is safe, and I can guarantee you I don't think some people are going to play it safe. Aiden Jackson loses his momentum and is going to fall backwards. Nielsen takes the lead. Here comes Speeds. Here comes Zappa. Zappa's made her way back to the front as Aiden Jackson's being swallowed by the pack behind him. Behind the leaders. Speeds to the point. Zappa looks like she's gonna follow. As here's another view of it. Speeds to the lead. Zappa follows Pete Nielsen. Nielsen slides back behind. No, Nielsen's actually gonna try to fight her. Pete Nielsen sees an opportunity to not only a win, but a chance to close in on the Independence Trophy lead with for his and now Comet's efforts. Zappa looking for her first win, while everyone else around, well, basically the entire top 5 is looking at a chance to close in on Inge Harrison's points lead, with the exception of the 41 car, who couldn't care less about the driver's title. Also, that 99 car off the lead lap, but once they repair the damage, that car is pretty quick. Just shows how much speed Medican has had over the weekend. Zappa again on the inside of the 41. Pete Nielsen fighting for all of his worth, but cannot get it done. River Carvel looks like Viola Ling and several of the cars in the back of the field bay over the pit lane. They're not even going to try to stretch it, and I don't think anyone else is as 82 leads. Looks like everyone else except the Thorn stays out. So we got a few cars staying out. As we got Anishka Saravi also pitting. Looks like everyone else. A few of the cars staying out. Oh, contact! Ace Smithley has just dumped the 20 car, and Kyle Kirkland's involved. That was idiotic. Staravia kind of just got hooked in a straight line, entering the pit lane, and that took the 14 out, and that takes the 26 out, and the 20. 3 cars out of the race after a very good run as we're under caution. What is the 16 and 55 doing? We're under caution. I'm not sure what they're doing here. So no! Michael Edwards piles into Penn Harrington, and Baguette Regazzoni's upside down. Caution lights are on. I do not know what, I don't know. Edwards should have been slowing down. So did Carvel and the 16. You may have noticed the 420 also speeding by, but, they were going at a significantly slower speed. Kelsey Topash hits the pit lane. She doesn't think she can make it. Brandy Thorne and Callie Mayer think they do, but they are forced to enter the pit lane on the final caution lap. They cannot make it. This puts Dylan Speeds in the lead. We have a 1-lap dash. It's a Red Bull 1-2. Behind him, Kaylee Zappa looking for her first one. Kyle West looking for his first one. Nielsen looking to pad the gets around the Independence Trophy. Jackson looks for his first win. Topash looks for her first win in her first start with her team's first start. Green flag. Can the Red Bull drivers finally take the win? Kaylee Zappa gets an amazing restart, and it's going to blitz the 83 effect almost immediatly. Kyle West did not get a good restart, and is being swallowed by literally everyone else. Zappa has dispatched one Red Bull car. Can she dispatch the other? Dylan Speed's going to be defending for all of he's worth. Coming down the back straightaway, Zappa looks low. Zappa has the run. Looks like Monaco's too far back. Jackson's too far back. Kaylee Zappa to the lead. And the final lap, and the last lap move, Kaylee Zappa for Swift Motorsports. Swift Motorsports is going to go back-to-back of 2 separate drivers. Kaylee Zappa delivers on the promise she showed last year by winning the Round of Canada. Dylan Speeds and Aaron Monaco are forced to follow for second and third. Pete Nielsen, fourth. An amazing drive. Same with Anna Jackson. Everett Masana fell to the grid but clawed her way out of a hole. Topaz, top 10 on debut, not bad. Same for Luke Pelt. Gase Bryan took advantage of the chaos to score a top 10. Kyle West was stuck in fourth gear for the latter half of that race, which proves why he didn't really go on the offensive on the last restart. Ivan Carson wanted more. Jeffrey got, I think, better than he was hoping. Viola Owling survived the chaos to score points. Tessa Wolf, Bonner, good runs for them, especially for Bonner, considering where he was starting. River Carvel on debut got 16th. Brandon Thorne really didn't want to talk to anyone after this race. She thought she could have won the race if her fuel could have had out. Bouchard is going to take the point in the penalty lead. Kane gets points on debut. Mayer, Holiday. Mayer was the last car in the lap. Holiday, Jewel, Berlin, and Harrington all were off the lead lap. Harrington actually came back on the racetrack and ran the last lap after everyone took the green flag, which the series wasn't exactly impressed. Nushka Staravia, engine damage from her incident took her out of the race as you look at the points lead. And notice that Eric Monaco is now in striking distance of Inge Eriksson. Nate Orman isn't running the rest of the year, so I wouldn't be concerned about that. Bogart Daniel could have probably also been in the same position Monaco is currently, but, well, he isn't, or she isn't. That's what happens when you blow a motor. Other names to note, Jeff Bonner's in 12th, having a spectacular season for the AK Racing team. Same with Penn Harrington, but I think Harrington could use a bit more help in the name of luck. Other names to note on here, Tanner Hill should be higher up, but I think bad luck has also hampered her. Kyle West doing a good job, but I don't think he's staying in that ride after missing the US 500. Brandy Thorne and Kaylee Zappa need to get their seasons on track. Zappa's win today should help. Regazzoni would be higher up in the if he wasn't injured. Bouchard and Bell aren't running the full schedules, and they're having a solid run. Same for Wolf and Bryan. Sebastian Lurch, despite Rich Roy's penalty he received at the end of the round of Argentina, has gained more points than any of the Roy Inc. drivers combined this season. If you're including Rich Roy's penalty, Roy would be something like 16th or 17th was it for his penalty. However, we don't know if they'll be running the full schedule, and Dick Roy's only ran one race. Quick look at the Independence Trophy shows that Daniel Bouchard, yeah, he is running away with the Independence Trophy Championship. But notice Andy Piper and Yosei Rokley, they have yet to make their 4 starts, and if they get better points than a better result than their current, if they get better results than their current results that they have, they can replace those. The series will return when we head over to Europe. We hope to see you then.